You can change the way that you're doing things. So the dream says it's about time for you to be you. Jen, what'd you get?
So I asked the question, so what does your soul really want you to know from the dream, what you're looking for? What does your soul want to, and I got the mystery card. Okay. From the Wisdom of Avalon. First card was the mystery. And so there is a birth and a rebirth that needs to take place about this, and maybe living in the mystery, and that it's okay to live in the I don't know. Because I got also the Lady of the Lake card, which is absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. And the biggest lesson for me in my journey of becoming ordained was that I felt like I had to have all the answers. When I was in theological school and in my studies, I had to know. I had to write, writing all the papers and the projects and everything that was due, and the field ed and everything like that. I'm going to be this minister, so I have to know. I have to know. And if I say I don't know, that was going to be a major weakness. Guess what? That kicked me in the butt, because it's okay to say I don't know. It actually shows more strength. I learned the hard way that to say, well, I don't have an answer for that, but here's the thing, I'm going to walk with you as you find the answer for yourself. That has been a huge journey for me, is living in the mystery and understanding that there is no absolute truth. There are no final answers, and that may be part of the blocks as well, as far as the rules that have been binding and that kind of thing, and to loosen those chains and change the way that we look at things, that it's okay to say I don't know. I didn't know that I could say I don't know.
The one thing you want to make for sure is that if you sense Spirit is bringing this up to you now, take and use the tools. Use Meridian tapping to be one. And what happens is that if you start taking the power of choice now in your hands to help, then you're not going to have the universe bitch slap you by flipping you upside down and shaking the hell out of you so the change will fall out. It literally will, you get a chance to decide what hell's personalities, behaviors, rules that you can stop focusing on and you can learn to detach from. And you can do it with grace and ease. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling in, and keep check back in.
Bringing it. Here we are back.
Yeah, and if you've noticed, the promo had my name in it. So yes, I will be doing another interview with that, and so I will be offering good specials and stuff. Okay. Well, what's next?
We have Ask Lily Anna. Had a question from the chat room, so if you could ask your question, what you would like from
good.
a reading. So,
all right. So once we wait for that, we're going to say hi, Robert. Hi, Junie Flo.
Hello.
It says my son Robert asked to greet you, Brenda and Jeff. So hello. And wonderful. We like looking at all of our the people that are dedicated. We love all of you. We send you great love every time. And when we think of you, and even when we don't think of you, we are still in our thoughts and prayers. And so I just love this. The room is full, and this is a brand new year for all of us. And I love how Kimberly says, you're bringing it. Yeah, we're bringing it today. Because I have more of my authority.
That's right. Okay, how can the question is, how can I raise my energy to do energy work and learn mediumship?
Excellent, excellent. Okay, if you can get your hands on Donna Eden stuff. Now I got it because there's a ton of it.
Because I put the link to Donna Eden.
Darth Vader breath is going to give you the most. It's funny, I know, but it's going to give you the most energy that's going to pool up into your brain. Okay, Jen, stop it. And when the energy comes up from the earth, now, as Donna Eden always talks about it as, when you do the Darth Vader breath, you are sucking up the energy from the earth, and the color in the back is gold, and in the front is rose, and when you're breathing and you're causing your throat to make that raspy...
I was just doing it.
Yeah, I know, the raspiness. And when you're sucking it up, you use your imagination, and what it's doing is it starts to awaken is it the Kundalini? It may be Kundalini, but also there's another energies because we have these 9 energy systems, it's waking up other systems. And once the energy comes up, it pools up into the triad, which is the pituitary, hypothalamus, and pineal gland. And once you learn to start to breathe and hold it, and what happens is the energy will come through the third eye and actually shoot out, or the energy will come up and go into the third eye. But either way, if you have a question and you want to become more psychic or whatever, you just start, you just get that energy, waking that up in there, and then you breathe out, because you have to breathe out, and you do the same
Yes, please
raspy
exhale.
voice,
And
because
inhale.
it's going to start to get rid of all that stagnant energy, and then you do it a couple times, and what will happen is it starts to energize and have the energy flow. And then you can even do as above, so below, the heaven rushing in exercise, so that you can allow yourself to be connected, but you really will open up your spidey sense as far as your ability to tune into intuition and stuff, and that is one of the best ones that I know to do. That'll also cause a grounding, so that you're pulling Mother Earth, and then because the third eye is opening up, it connects already up to the heavens. So that's what I would tell you to do as far as raising your energy. It will do that too, and becoming a mediumship. Okay, so what's next, Jen?
We have chat room question from Sekhmet.
Okay, before I go any further, they're telling me, stop, Brenda. You need to tell her that if you can find somebody in the area, so go look online. Janine. I can't remember her name, sorry. Look for Donna Eden. Look for the practitioners that do the basic grid work. Okay, basic grid. The basic grid needs to be looked at. Now, I would go find, don't just go to anybody. These people have been specifically trained by Donna Eden. Donna sees these energies. Donna's teaching specificness and accuracy to get the best results, because there's stuff that needs to be released. And there's something in your grid that needs to be released. Now, if you go and you say, can you do evaluation? Can you check my grid? And they say yes and all that, that's good. Otherwise, if you can't afford it and other things, then the next part would be, we're going to learn the 3 thumps, and that is on our website as well. And the 3 thumps are going to take, and the first one is K27 on your chest, and as you're hitting this is you follow your collarbone down and you slip down into a notch. This flips all of your meridians forward in the direction it's supposed to, and that starts to waken up. You need all those energies. Second one is the thymus. This one for you is that you need to build up your aura, which you can do aura bubbling, but you have to protect that third, I don't want to say that third, this thymus. And what it is you need to get that thymus going. Try laughter, tapping, be like King Kong, tap on that. And then the third thump is the spleen point. Now, this point is underneath where the bottom of the bra line is, and you tap that because you need to process that food. If you drink alcohol, this is a very good thing to do because it helps process all that stuff. And so you need to get the 3 thumps. 1, it'll help bring the blood back up. 2, it'll get everything circulating and going, and it'll actually help balance out.
So that was in our healing tools. That was the K20.
Well, it's the 3 thumps. There's the K27s alone, and then there's the 3 thumps.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I put the link for our healing tools in there.
And then I'm going to give this person one more thing, and that is there's a specific emotion that I see lodged and trapped or whatever, but it is sitting there that needs to be removed from the way you create your reality every day, and that's where you would use hope therapy, and it's R3D, that you can't have your dream. And the dream is you have a picture of what the dream looks like to be a medium and bring the energy up. But it feels like somebody says you can't have it. So you're going to focus on holding R3D, right wrist, 3rd position deep, with your thumb, finger in the palm, hand in your forehead. And you're going to think about, I can't seem to reach my goal. I can't conceive that I can do it. I can see everybody else do it. And you're going to really put that on the scale from 0 to 10, give it a color, and then get it out. Okay? There, I think that's, yeah. Okay. There's all a bunch of other stuff you can do.
Okay.
What else?
And, okay, so the next question, if I didn't erase it out of there, which is great, which I just did by typing.
Is it that one?
No, it's Sekhmet had a question So Sekhmet, if you could retype your question. I know you were asking about the fact that you have a client who's a little girl and you are moving to Europe, and said that you're only going to have a few sessions left with her or family, and that you feel guilty and that you wish that you didn't have to tell the little girl that information.
Okay, first of all, you have to understand that this is your guilt, and there's a party that's probably afraid that you've let her down, but it is part of a lesson she has to learn. Number two, you have to weave out while another energy is supposed to come in, because it's time. And the other part is that you just call in and say thank you, angels, because on her soul's behalf, you throw it up on the grid and you say thank you, angels, for arranging the best possible person to help her, and you're just going to trust and let it go. How you're going to take care of your issue is that you're going to say thank you, angels, what is the best thing I can do the last couple sessions I have? What is it? And then you're going to channel that through and give it, your all. And then you will then say, what do I need to heal, so that the guilt and all this other stuff that's there is that there's a small part of you that understands what she's going through.
The abandonment.
And so you're going to take and tap that out. And I feel like hope therapy is going to be your choice, and it's not just about tapping. In this case, you feel like you're checking out, you failed, you abandoned her, so you're going to heal that. Sometimes you feel like you're going to be abandoning. The checking out is that there's a party that's afraid that you're not going to be able to feel or have that compassion and love that you had with this little girl, and because it just reflects off your little girl self. So what you're going to hold is L1S, and you're going to feel abandoned, and you're going to feel like you just abandoned, because there's a part of you that held true to your beliefs that I won't do this to anybody, and yet you're in a position where you kind of have to. The other thing is that notice that this little girl, I feel like she gave you love back, and you haven't, the exchange of unrequited love. And you, even if she's a rough girl that didn't want to receive or give love back to you, she may not have done it on a physical level, but she certainly did it on a soul level, and you can feel that the unrequited love was filled. Okay? So energetic-wise, you got filled. And then it's also the right thing and the wrong thing, and you're beating yourself up about that. So again, go back to L1S and go in that you feel like you deserted, you know what it was to be deserted, how you deserted, how you're judging yourself so harshly, and just get in and heal that out. All right, is there anything else that you want to tell her? Card, people like cards. People like cards.
Here's my card.
All right, so we're going to get you a card. And the card is Magic Stream Reversed, and I'm using the Colette Baron Reed cards. Let's see. It is reversed. In reverse position, card represents swimming against the current. There are times
That's what I feel like I'm doing.
when effort and sheer willpower result in victory and celebration. But this isn't one of them. You can't force inspiration, and you can't manufacture creativity. This is part of that guilt process. I will tell you the best thing, before I go any further with this card, I want you to understand, and in the video if you watch, in the palm of your hand, either side, it's right here. It's in the fatty part of your thumb. So if you went to the palm and then went over to your thumb, and in the fatty part, which is in the direct line, the bottom of the line of your thumb, that is actually where the central, and one is central and one is governing. But guilt and shame gets trapped in there on either side, so you can actually push your finger, now have you had on top soft, and push it in deep, and then back off a little bit so it's in the medium. Sometimes it doesn't matter how you put your finger on your thing, but in your case, I feel like you're supposed to do it on a medium push. Okay? And the only way to find the medium push is be soft, push hard, and come back to where it is medium. Either hand will do, and really get into that guilt, because I feel like people use guilt on you to get you to behave, to do the right thing, instead of just saying, I respect you, now respect this, and, so heal the guilt. I just keep hearing it's like major guilt. It's it's hooked to haughtiness. It's hooked into, and in this case, there's all different degrees of what haughtiness is, and I think you made a decision as a kid that I do not want to be haughty. I don't want to be that, not hotness, but a haughtiness.
Yes, there's HOTTINESS. T-T-I-N-E-S-S, hottiness. And then there's H-A-U-G-H-T-Y, hottie.
Or I-N-E-S-S. So the thing is, sorry.
As the case may be. Okay,
Yeah.
hottie.
And see, and it can be very, very minor to very, very major. And in this case, sometimes you have to look from others' points of view. They may see you that way, but you're not in power of that. You're not in control of that. It's not your job to know that business. And sometimes you have to show up that way, and it's sad. But don't let that RTJP, that right temporal parietal
Junction, parietal lobe.
Yeah, there we go. In your brain, which is your way of thinking what other people think. And when we're in our humanistic mind, that thing can be just a nuisance. And so you need to retrain that to go through your higher self so that you can actually get the authenticness instead of just the human mindset. Releasing that I don't want to become that. I don't want people to see me that way. Again, the best point to do that would be L1S. And just hold the points in your palms. Yes, next.
There was feedback from this person as I was joking with Kimberly, but this person was talking about, so this person worked with her since she was 3.5. 3.5, did give a lot of love. She was feeding me food and play therapy, like my food. So they were asking about both hands, and I did say, look at the link for the Hope Therapy, which I had typed earlier in the chat room, up above. I put in the Hope Therapy link, and so then, so both hands on the fatty part as you're pushing one's central, one's governing.
Yes. When you're doing L1S, you're holding the left wrist first position soft, okay? And so then you're going to put that finger right in there. And in this case, your first finger, I feel like, again, has to be medium. And when you're not working on the abandonment and desertedness, you can just be laying in bed and having your finger there. And even if it goes relaxed, no big deal. And you got your finger, either side, either palm, and then you put your hand on your forehead and your hairline, and you're laying there. Just allow, you want to address haughtiness. How do you see it? In this case, you may even want to go very deep because you said, I don't want to become this. Or you don't want people to see me this way. And this is where you have to do the spiritual investigation, where you define and redefine. You define it, you tell people, you look around, how do you define it? And then you look in the world, how does the world define it? And in some cases people say, well, how do you ask the world? Watch TV. Have them draw in movies. Have them draw in, which is your spirits, have them draw in. And then you go and you decide to notice, where is haughtiness happening? How is it a part of your life? And notice that it's so strong that you now have enough evidence of pictures, thoughts, feelings, everything. And so then when you're holding that spot, you then can just put it on the scale from 0 to 10, and then all of a sudden give it a color, and then all of a sudden the colors and numbers and thoughts and everything will go down to 0, and you're like, oh, and you will actually start to feel it release. If you feel like it can't go, but you feel like it's tugging at you, but you can't think emotionally, and you mentally can't hear the words, then you do a chord switching. And you'll notice that there's color in this chord, that you have to be this way, and or that people see you this way. And then the chord switching, you do exactly what it says, and what will happen is it'll all disappear. You're learning to have a new relationships with things. All right, what do we got now, Jen?
It is...
Sorry. I always seem to get her right when she's in the middle of doing something.
Yes.
All right, we're going to cancel that.
We have another question from the chat room. This person is asking for a reading, what we see for their near future regarding career, and the person is a healer, if that helps with the reading.
I feel like there's a lot of stagnant. The person loves what they do, but they know that they're sparked into learning a new subject. So the thing is that what can you add to your repertoire? So while you're looking at the career, what you need to add? Yeah. Okay, so this is where you say, thank you, Spirit. Ask for synchronicity. I still need to put that on my wall. And what happens is it'll start to show you what you need to study next. Before I was opening my business up, before I did that, I says, what do I need to do next? And I was pointed to the reconnection, and then the next thing you know, it was happening in my hometown, so then I just basically, oh my God, I'll just go right there. And the money, I didn't have it, the next thing you know, the money appeared, oh, well, this all works out. So it's taking that next step of what you need to do, what you need to learn. Make sure you're constantly opening to learning the new step, because in this career life, vocation, job, how do people stay on top? The Swiss watch.
Swatch?
The Swiss.
No, that's different.
Yeah, a watch company called the Swiss. What happened was they were number one, top, way back in the day. And then digital came in, and they're like, that ain't gonna fly. So they didn't bother to take and anticipate the growth. And what happened is that they lost out to, I think it's Seiko.
Yep.
And so then Seiko says, oh, well, we're gonna do it. And so then they became top dog in the watchmaker business, and the Swiss didn't. And you're going to learn to anticipate without fear. You're going to learn to anticipate because you're going to live in synchronicity. What do I have to do next? And this is what your soul's doing. What am I supposed to do next? For you, if you're in the healing business, have you looked into the emotion code? If you get the book and you read this and do that, that's fine. We even put the emotion code. Hey, Octarine, Junie Flo, Kimberly, you'll be happy to know I did put the healing code. I put this link's for you. I did put it, but I haven't got it on Medicine Woman Reveal, but I did get it as far as Medicine Woman for You, and so that's on there.
Okay.
Okay, so
Clients or paying opportunities?
I was wondering about clients and paying opportunities. Well, again, if you bring a new tool in, you'll be able to learn, oh, I know what they're telling me. Learn how to leverage yourself. That is our next thing. We've learned that the first part was getting the platform so people get to know us. And the next thing is learning to leverage yourself. Understand that you have value. And you'll say, yeah, I got value. But at the same time, it is taking that next step and saying, I have something to offer. Do you want it?
And believing that people want it. Like yesterday, for example, I came home because I got a compliment yesterday. I know, surprise. So this person in my world, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this conversation. I really value your opinions and insights. And the person left, I wanted to cry, like, they really like me, like Sally Field said. And I come home, I share that with Brenda. She's like, duh, yes, you do have people that like your opinions and insights. Oh. Well, yes, okay, now I can leverage myself because now I have that believability in that.
When you think leverage yourself, don't go just to the negative. Go to the positive and let the universe show you the next step. All I heard was leverage myself. And my first part of me was like, oh my God, isn't that a bad thing? And then I'm thinking, wait a minute, where'd that come from? I go, well, universe, if you're asking me to do this, show me exactly how to do this. And show me what I need to heal, show me what I need to do, and to grow. The card that flipped up, because again, when it comes to clients and paying opportunities, is your direction. Learning the direction. If you're supposed to speak up, say, hey, I do gigs, this is how much I cost for a gig. And then start, this is what I have to offer. Show your expertise. Get it out there if that's what you want to do. Like the one woman, she cornered the market and expertise of talking to the dead. And then she went out there and she did her thing. People wanted that because the energy of how she put herself out there was, people saw it. You know, when people put themselves out there without putting their energy, they're like overlooked. Oh, you! And they're like, oh, through you, and you're like, what? What am I?
You do that? Yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years! Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, and then if you were looking for further in your career, then here's the thing. Thank you, universe, and use the golden lasso, or just say thank you, therapy. You say thank you for what is the next thing I need to do, learn, or be on that part of my career so that money comes in. And you toss it out and you start to bring it back. And this is where it's an open one where the universe will start pointing. You just have to start paying attention and writing it down. And then all of a sudden you will be going in the direction you're supposed to be going. And that's learning to listen and go with the flow of the universe. Okay, so how are we doing? Oops, I did it again! So she's drinking as I'm asking a question. Water.
We're doing great. Thanks for asking. Oh, we're all caught up.
Oh, we're all caught up.
Is that what you were asking?
Well, I was curious of what was next? What do we do?
Do you want to take a break? It's 3:30. And then we'll reset ourselves and pull in some more callers and questions.
We could, or we can wait until 13 minutes and do that on the appropriate time.
Oh, all right.
So I like your suggestion, but they're saying that
we're doing great. Hey, and there's another compliment.
Excellent. Mortified. Who's mortified? Anybody here in this room? No. Mortified. Let me explain. There's lots of degrees of mortification, but in my process of when I'm looking at it, mortification is all of a sudden your energy goes, and it starts going backwards. Instead of flowing with you, it actually stops, and it feels like a brick wall, and then it feels like it's draining from you. And then you can actually look and see who, what, where, when, why, and how it's draining from you. And that is also, if you feel like you're drained, and you feel like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, and consciously you're like, I'm happy, everything's great, but I feel so drained, that's where I would then say, use the cord switching. Because you have a relation to something that you don't know. And if that relationship to something is there, whether it is somebody that's dead, somebody that, somebody say, well, my house drains me, okay? It can be an object. Everything is electromagnetic. It's how your relationship to things, people, places, and things are on this earth. And you get to decide if you feel drained by an area, then that's what you do. Now, I will tell you another technique, and then you'll have to watch the video for this. And, okay, so the central meridian comes from the pubic bone, or, you know, as they say, between your legs, all the way up the front of you, up to the chin part of you. And that's the central. And that is when it's down, you feel lost and vulnerable, and you feel exposed, and you feel like energy is attacking you and you can't control it. You feel completely overwhelmed. For a person that is too metal, is that everything just overwhelms you, okay? And you just want to escape. You want to pull away. You want to pull away. And that's part of also the what do I call, you know, the mortified. It's because that's your reaction. And to heal that reaction, sometimes you can look at it and heal how you know you react to it. But what do you do physically? Well, you are energy. Now, if you were to look, that's probably why I wore this shirt, the collarbone's right here. And you go follow underneath the collarbone, starting at the K27, and you start rubbing, tapping, manipulating, and you go out to where the crack or the bend is, and you keep rubbing, and then you go down just about maybe a couple inches down towards your armpit, and you do both sides. That will actually release the heart, the governing, and the central meridian, and to open it up. It'll work on the lymphatic system, the neurovascular system, which is the circulatory. And what happens is that it starts to make that energy move, which then starts to build up your central. Another thing to do is that if you are around people that are easily frustrated, have you ever seen Mary Gallagher?
Mary Catherine Gallagher from
Yes.
Saturday Night Live. Molly Shannon's great.
Yeah, you put your hands in your armpits, okay?
And you don't sniff them.
You don't need to sniff them.
You don't do the next step. You just
Right. But you take and you put your fingers in your armpits, but your thumbs are sitting on top of your chest, or I should say, so you're cupping. And what happens is you're protecting your lymphatic system, your circulatory system, you're protecting your neurovascular, what else is it? Protecting your central. And so a person can be totally frustrated, and you won't lose power because you're starting to train yourself all over again that you can be protected, and that you don't have to go being overwhelmed, and you don't have to morph into what they expect. You actually start to kind of bounce off. So their energy just bounces off of you, or their energy doesn't even have to be attracted to you. And when your central governing meridians are, which is your egg, starts to not really hold its own, then you need to retrain it. Build it up like a muscle. And this is an easy exercise because you don't have to do a lot of work. You just keep your fingers under your armpits.
Not all day. You don't have to do it all day.
No, because then you'll have to smell them, because then you're like, oh my God, I'm sweating. Never mind, we won't go there.
We passed the TMI mark.
Yeah, well, that's Brenda and Jen. Or I should say Brenda. I won't take you under the bus. It's just me.
Let's put that statement in an I statement.
See,
Sorry.
yeah, she'll
Okay.
do it later, and I'll say, see. But
See,
then,
ha ha ha.
hopefully my husband has put up all the videos, because I did finally get all of the Christmas things done. And we didn't do a couple of them because they were
Pre-recorded jam sessions.
Yep, and those pre-recorded jam sessions can be found where, Jen? www.tindeck.com/MWReveal. There you go.
Correct, because we have a couple different accounts. But they're on Tindeck.
But that's a sepia show. And all of our other shows that are in Blogtalk.
We did them live!
And then all the rest of the shows are found at, there's one, www.tindeck.com. We got to remember, though, I forgot to tell you, it's /users. You got to put the users in there.
So it's www.tindeck.com
/users. And then /MWReveal. And then the Blog Talk one
That's one.
And that's the sepia. And then the other one is the same address after users / Blogtalk MWR. And so you can find that all on our regular website of how to listen and watch videos and things. So,
and it turns out she's right. Okay, so what I am doing is pulling a card for the week. Today is Monday. And so the card that I'm pulling for the week to begin is Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Colette Baron Reed. I already started it. Don't push the button. And it is the Dream Walker as an ally. When the Dream Walker is your ally, dreams really can and do come true. Still, there are two kinds, those of the small self and those of the divine. Spirit has a dream for you that is yours alone, and all you need to do is ask and it will unfold like magic. You also play an important part and unique part in the divine dreaming of the world. When you ask, is this the dream for me that serves the greater dream? The most beautiful vision for your life serves as the highest good for others too. Just the act of asking will immediately provide that answer. The dream walker is beside you to help you move effortlessly through the illusions, observing the truth, and celebrating the waking dream of your life that results. So that's an awesome way to start the week.
alrighty. Did you play the promo for tonight's show?
Yes.
And so did you tell everybody about it?
No.
Okay. So I had said, tell them after the promo that yes, remember you can join us tonight on sepianc.com. That's sepianc.com.
/radio, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, and then listen to our show because it's going to be live. Now, real quick, Jen, your hormones are all shot all over balance just because I didn't make it back in time.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
That's great.
So why don't you do a hormone balancing while we take that caller? Because,
Sure.
do you even know where you're going?
No.
Okay, caller up there, push on button. Oh, you don't know how to do, oh, she's looking. How do we do hormone balancing?
I'm going to go to our Healing Tools website at mwreveal.com, and I'm going to look up exactly the hormone balancing I'm supposed to do while we engage and interact with this Skype caller. This is called multitasking.
Hi, you're on there with Brenda and Jen.
Well, while you're hormone balancing, I'll take some hormone balancing too.
Okay, so connect with her and do hers too.
Okay.
Maybe that's what.
Game on.
How you doing, dear?
I'm doing awesome. Happy New You, new era.
Happy New You.
Yes, it is.
2013 and all that good stuff. How are you doing?
Hey, you know what? I am absolutely awesome. And it's it's just amazing that when you really heal all your issues and resolve those issues, you know, more will come up, but the thing is that the brand new you just comes shining through. And then just like with you, that energy of the goddess just comes through and it pours into you and you can't help but feel awesome. So yeah, I'm doing great. How can we help you, dear?
I hear you and I relate and respect what you just said, and a soul message would be divine, would be goddessly.
Ooh. Okay, so energetic-wise, what I'm watching is Jen's balancing the hormones. I just looked over at Opulence and I noticed that it did something to the second chakra in the back area. And there was must have been some loss of power for you at one point. I don't know if it was over the holidays, but you sat with your back towards somebody, and the next thing you know, you felt this. You were conscious of it, but I don't know if you were conscious of it. But there's a difference. You can be conscious going, oh, what was that? And then totally forget. But I also feel like there was a loss of power. There was a reminder of your childhood. Some signature was walking in the room, and literally your body kind of went and morphed down from the full stature of when your energy is nice and tall. You kind of shrunk down a little. So some of your energy was triggered to lose some of your authority. Does this make sense?
Yep, it does.
Okay, and so they're saying, as I'm looking at the connection between you and Jen, I'm going to touch you, Jen, just because you're real and she's far away. And so I'm touching her back. I'm touching her back, people. And I'm touching that, there it is. I'm touching that spot. You should be sore, you know. Now I got to figure out what it is. Disgrace. So, does anybody disagree with what you're doing, with your artwork, with your beautiful flair of your energy? So, did you meet anybody that made? I mean, here's the thing: I don't see them physically in this day and age to disgrace you or not like what you're doing, but there are people that you can feel that don't agree with what you do.
And it could be in this day and age.
Okay.
As well.
Okay, because literally the signature is the main thing, and again, I'm getting shrunk. I'm shrinking down. Hey, can we lose weight that way? That'd be great. But anyways, I literally feel that my height. I've lost my height. I've lost my authority.
It's interesting because I feel like I've lost my voice.
All right, so however it is that you feel lost,
Just from that point.
I want you to tap right here. Well, no, I did, but you do it anyway. And work on that central meridian as far as on that left side. I'm going to continue to tap into you. Yes, I have this permission. Miss Opulence?
Yes.
All right, what I want you to do, Jen, is to take and put your arms like this, because this is to test your central meridian, and I want you to tap into her. Good, let's go. Yeah, she absolutely has nothing. Now I'm going to check to see if it's you. Oh, good. So it is her. Now I'm just going to check, see where we need to go. Back to her. Good. And then there's one. It's just this side here.
Yep.
Okay. So on the left side, just like I said before, your central meridian, and you would benefit from the frustration exercise, which is what I had done earlier, was do Mary Catherine Gallagher, which is the fingers in the armpits and the thumb on top, and just hold that. But you need to stimulate that particular left side. Start from the collarbone, underneath the collarbone, start stimulating it all the way across. Do it slower than the way I'm doing it on the camera, but you're going to go underneath the armpit, okay? Now for you, instead of just coming down where the bra is, you're going to go underneath the armpit, because there's that lymphatic system in there. And this seems to be a congestion. I would say just rub it and then pull it off the energy. And remember to always have an etheric bucket that takes your crap, so then it transforms it. What are you looking at, Jen?
The 9 energy systems of Donna Eden. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking while you're helping. Because Octarine was asking about, what was this called that you got? The diamond?
Oh, the diamond inlay. Absolutely
Okay.
An awesome gift.
Okay.
I haven't finished watching it. But
Okay.
anyway, now go and make sure that you get that in there, and then you kind of stagnantly pull it off, and then put it into your etheric bucket or treasure chest, knowing that's going to transform. And the reason why I say that is because in the astral plane, there's a lot of crap that's just loose. Well, you don't need to add to it. Recycle all the energy, put it back through the treasure chest or the purple heart and the violet flame, but just recycle and say thank you and let it go. Once you start to open this, now you're going to have to retrain this side of you, because they're saying that it's an old signature. This goes back to when you were inside the womb, about 6 months inside the womb. And it's learning something about you take on other people's stuff. It's based on disgrace and distrust. And this also has to do with your heritage. This could be the color of your skin. It could be the religion,
Place where you're born.
culture, place you're born, religion, one of those. And it could be that she's just a woman too. But we're not going to hate this, because we're trying to unplug and stop fueling. But you became very aware, and 6 months in the womb. So one of the things they're telling me that you could do is hope therapy, and you would do L3S. And one of the things is notice how people around you lose that authority. They think they're exerting authority when they protest, be angry and fight back. But that's because they already lost the power and they want it back. So they lost that authority. So notice how they lost that authority and how they're trying to fight to get it back. I know you don't want to do it the same way. You're like, oh man, history isn't shown that we don't get it back that way. We may seem, after years of abuse, to get our voice to be heard, but
It's the inner authority.
right.
Because when you're looking outside and saying, "Hey, you took what I had," and and I want it back. Give me it. But when you realize that it's your inner authority, and when you start laying the inner foundation, obviously, then you start to claim it back. You don't have to go to those protests.
Right, and the thing is that's what you have to do, is to look at that, because you're going to preserve all the positive learnings when you do this healing. You say those words. And Jen, before you go any further, this is a different system, not the diamond inlay.
Okay.
So we'll correct that. And what we want you to understand is that you are going to mend, have closure, changing the energy, the cord with the heritage. And this is also going to help the people in the past, present, and future of whoever is in your bloodline, who is ever in the female line, the religious line, the gender line, oh, I already said gender, the color, the race, the color of skin, even in the thought mentality. It's all, you're going to make a big difference, and because we're all one, okay? So you're going to look at that, and you're going to feel like, yeah, I know what it feels like to lose my power. And then I would do, in the middle of doing hope therapy, a cord switching in your head to literally feel like you were pulling off the gunk that people said and you believed in, or people in the past have believed in. And you're going to take back your power once you get the gunk off. Do the cord switching, and what's going to happen is then when you start to resolve these issues in the frontal lobe, you're going to actually start to call in people differently for yourself that are actually going to be more supportive. You're going to be really helping your bloodline. I hate to say just bloodline, because it's all the encodings of everything. But you're going to be making a big difference, past, present, and future.
It feels more like RNA than DNA.
Let me see. Is it go more in the mother side? Yeah. Because again, it's going back to that culture of being a female.
Yeah.
Nubian is the only thing I can hear.
Mm-hmm.
So if Nubian means anything to you, you're going to do something to the Nubian
It means
one.
a lot.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because you're going to...
That's culture, a country in
Okay.
Africa that's close to Egypt that had the first pyramids, according to
Ooh, I got chills.
my reference.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
chills.
And a Nubian is a new being
Ooh,
on top
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to be helping out that line of the consciousness on that line. See, if the line is growing and then people start having their consciousness because they can't conceive it, or they can't bring in the new, or they can't accept the knowledge, then it can get tainted and with crap that's, it's part of the growth process, but you can actually help clear that line based on how you see it, okay?
Wow.
That's a deep one.
That's deep.
Yes.
That's why I'm glad you can handle it.
All the way back home.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's always a pleasure doing a reading for you. I swear, that's awesome.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
dear.
wish I could attend your class, but
Oh.
I have a satellite, so Skype and all that doesn't work in the way that I would like it to. But much success with your classes online. I know they're going to be very, very rewarding and very lucrative on many different levels. You fill in the gap.
Thank you. Here's the thing. I'm not even going to use Skype. I'm going to use the webcam. But I need people that have signed up for it. I can't seem to connect with them because I'm not getting any response back. But Google Plus, there is called the Hangouts, and I opened up a Google community that anybody can join so that we can start talking. But the Hangouts is when it comes time for the class.
When you want to interact with somebody through.
Then yes, and then I click on, once you're a Google Plus member, and I even put a link about how to become a member. And once I know that you're in this community, I can hit Hangout and invite the ones that all agree, because I can only take 9 in the beginning, and then we can have this free class. So Skype I have such issues with, and I hardly ever use that when it comes to video conferencing.
I'll try. I saw that with Google Plus, but for some reason I just assumed, I guess I was supposed to talk about it now, that it was Skype as well. So I will try that and see if it works out for me.
Right.
And I would love to.
It's the Becoming a Spiritual Human community.
Yes.
And in Google Plus.
And I think I'm Brenda Medicine Woman there, as far as Google Plus. But again, it's you. If you can't, because if you send me a direct email, I can send you the information about where to go, how to find me, and so that we can start these classes. I'm so glad you brought this up, because I completely forgot to tell everybody that had signed up, because there's quite a few people in the chat room that had signed up. but I haven't heard back from them. I had sent information. I'm trying to figure out why I can't hear back from some of you. I personally Facebooked you, and some of you.
Right, because you sent me an invitation and I never got it.
And I don't understand because, but anyways, I did end up getting Jen on there. But again, go to the Google Plus, get to become a member. Find me. The community is Becoming a Spiritual Human. The person that you find connect with like-minded friends would be me. I think it's Brenda Medicine Woman. But yeah, I'd love to see people there because this is a transformation. And then once this class lifts off, then we can start doing the Hope Therapy class. And then there will be the actually Becoming a Hope Therapy practitioner classes. Everything will start from there, but I have to start somewhere. So it'd be great to have you there, sweetie.
Well, I will do what I can to be there.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
All right, stay blessed.
Take care.
So,
Namaste.
thank you, namaste. What we're going to have, so like I said, I think Karen was there and other
They
people.
didn't go through. Okay.
Now, Karen, that's it. Octarine, what I wanted to understand is the 9 system. She has this $25 DVD Donna Eden has. It's called the 9 Energy Systems. And the importance is that Donna Eden, I love her. I respect her. It has really opened my eyes. The 9 systems are meridians, electrics, chakras, auras, Celtic wave, triple warmer, radiant circuits, 5 rhythms, and the basic grid. Now, the radiant circuits, people think, okay, and they're wonderful. Because if you have a negative persistent theme, then they will help break it. If you can, and it helps you overcome resistance habits. So one of these systems off. Now there's healing tools within each one of these meridians, electrics, chakras, auras. Now you can just fluff an aura, but my whole goal is because other people have brought Donna Eden to life, doing it and saying this is what they learned, I'm going to do the same thing, and so that you can also find out where you can get the DVDs. I have links about where, I give credit to those that did all this work. I'm just the messenger and passing it on. Plus, I'm a Hope Therapy practitioner, so again, I do all kinds of things. I have so many things underneath my belt that, we do our best to find what we can help you with. What else is there? Again, it's the DVD is the 9 energy systems. The book is Energy Medicine, and she has several different ones. One specifically for women.
So this,
yes.
Donna Eden,
That's not the book, but that is the page. Why don't you send that one?
I put this twice in the chat room.
Okay, and the handout bank.
Because it shows the 9 systems include. And so that's the link that I put about Donna Eden. I'll put it again. Okay, I'll do this one.
Right, but that's the one. In the diamond inlay is something that I've gone further in studying and receiving, and so that'll become later. Now, to tell you about, thank you. The 9, one of the things of the 9 systems is if your hips go out and you can't seem to hold, your muscles can't seem to hold things in, then your electrics may be out. The electrics, like the Celtic wave and the 5 rhythms, is a system that acts on all the other energy systems. That's because the electrics are comprised of the electrode dimension of each of the other energy systems. From the aura down to the basic grid, the electrics help to charge and connect the cells, organs, and other energy systems at an electrical level, and both affect and are affected by the nervous system and the heart. Electrical energy is the densest and most easily measured of the body's energies. Now, this requires hands-on healing and other little things. I'm going to find out what I can do to help you do specific things about the electrics. Otherwise, I'm looking for people that do Donna Eden and that know this stuff, and I want to have links so where you can say, these are the people that do this. Or you can Google it yourself, but sometimes we like to be...
You Google yourself.
I do. And I'd like to be an expert to some degree to help you, so take some of the work and effort out. You can say, okay, this person's in my area. They do this. I do hands-on healing, but not as much because...
for various reasons.
I do tons of electric work. Doesn't matter. I don't have to touch a person. But I go right into giving you the conscious, find the emotions, get you involved in changing that personality, help you change life, help you change the behavior, help you resolve issues. So mine is very much designated to help you have a better life by resolving issues. So the electrics are just as important. So when you're working with me, I'm working on another level, doing many of these healing tools that, how do you want to put it? As I'm talking to you, I'm doing like 30 other things. And I may be working on your electrical part as you're talking, and I help release a trapped emotion. Over here we're doing a Celtic weave, changing this. So I'm working on the 9 systems without, I can't consciously focus on everything at once. So I've learned to be able to be multidimensional when I'm doing a healing. How's that for you? Does that
Awesome.
make sense?
Yeah. So Octarine said, yes, I know some of this, but I want to know more and more. And the thought that just came to me is that Donna Eden has an energy medicine book, but she also has one specifically for women, and that may be a niche to get into specifically because here's a surprise, women do so much. I know, big statement. But as far as the hormones, you know, that whole childbirth thing and all of that. And
Been there, done that, done.
But the hormones and everything that's involved, and specifically working with that. One of my friends is an acupuncturist, and specifically worked in a women's health facility for that, because it's about wanting to get pregnant and then want the postpartum kind of stuff, and then there's also the menopausal. So then, I mean, that in and of itself is a specific niche to help with people while you.
It's so funny when you watch. I got tons of Donna's DVDs, and she was helping this one guy, and his energy just was very stagnant, and all of a sudden she's like, oh my God, it's hitting me, and so then she showed him how to keep the energy moving, and I can't remember, there was something else she did, and the next thing you know, 3 weeks later, she talked to him, he got his wife pregnant. I mean, they tried, couldn't get nothing, but all they had to do was just reconnect some of those energies, clean some of it out, and he quit smoking, and he got his wife pregnant. That was it. There was another thing, but I can't remember. But it was funny because, you help these people go on, and then you don't ever know if you ever see them. So she was excited she could help get someone pregnant.
Yes,
and Octarine says I'm cool because, well, she didn't say I was. She just said, she goes, works for me. Multidimensional is cool. I just said, yeah. I am. We've only got a few minutes left. Please join us tonight when we have our show, because it's going to be a goodie, and Scott will be there with us, I believe. Yeah, usually he's here at night. Again, why don't you join up on the classes I'm having this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to be a Google Plus member. You need to join the community. Facebook, we have to get connected, otherwise I can't invite you.
I put the Google Plus community information in the chat room.
Good, because I can only have 9, but people are having that issue. I don't want to use Skype and VC. I could, but with the Google community, I can reach more people because that's where I was told to go and do. I don't know what else to say, except for we have like 15 seconds, so hopefully you'll join us tonight. If not, it'll be Wednesday. I will see you back on Blog Talk, and that'll be wonderful. Jen won't be with us because she's starting back up on her group, and we will, I guess.
See you later.
Love you all, and have an awesome day. Bye.